With plans of a feature-length 30th anniversary special out of the window, fans wondered if anything Who related would come out of 1993. What they got wasn't necessarily what they wanted. Today, we will discuss Dimensions in Time, rollerblading accidents, and who was that terrible woman?! In 1993, Children in Need approached John Nathan Turner, the previous showrunner of Doctor Who. They asked if he would be interested in producing and writing a short Doctor Who celebration for their program, and better yet, it would be in 3D. The 3D effect, known as the Polfrich effect, required the camera to be moving at all times. To make constant camera movement make sense to a narrative is really quite difficult. This effect was used due to the fact that the image could still be viewed as 2D if you didn't have the correct glasses. The glasses had one lens that was darkened and the other lens was transparent, and were available to purchase with all proceeds going to Children in Need. John Nathan Turner thought that having Doctor Who crossover with EastEnders would be a great publicity stunt, and the EastEnders production team cautiously agreed to take part. They allowed a day's worth of filming on their facilities, but due to the complicated nature of the 3D Polfrich effect, having only one day at their facilities seemed quite unlikely for them to finish in time. John Nathan Turner agreed to write a new script titled The Endgame, which battled the Doctors against the Celestial Toymaker in an amusement park. When Nathan Turner approached Michael Gough, he turned down the role. The team at EastEnders agreed that they could have a second day's worth of filming, therefore this new storyline was abandoned. The original title for this story was 3 Dimensions in Time, which got shortened to Dimensions in Time. The Rani has a dastardly plot to capture the Doctor and friends and trap them in Albert Square. By doing so, she can gain control over a time tunnel and the evolution of the galaxy! Originally, it was to feature Anthony Ainley as the Master, but he was unavailable. Therefore, Kate O'Mara reprised her role as the Rani. Anthony Ainley denies this as being true though, and says that he would have loved to have returned to play the part in this program. Due to William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton being deceased, and the program being in 3D, they decided to make up 3D busts of their heads to have them floating on screen. This may seem a bit morbid, but the reasoning behind it was if other surviving actors decided to not take part, they could utilise them in a similar fashion. Tom Baker hated the script. Therefore, his short cameo of the beginning and the end of the production was written last minute. When Tom Baker arrived on set, he completely rewrote his lines. Tom Baker originally wanted to have a bullet hole in his head for some reason, and John Nathan Turner talked him down into just having a question mark scar on his cheek. The companions that weren't available to appear but were asked were Katie Manning, Mary Tam, and Janet Fielding. Fraser Hines was originally slated to appear, but schedule changes caused him to be unavailable and was replaced by Caroline Ford. Deborah Watling wore a cloak to hide her broken arm, which she got through a rollerblading accident. This production has not been officially released on a home media market, due to the actors and crew waived their fees on that condition. This means the BBC can't make a profit out of their charity work. This is why it is likely it will never be officially released on DVD or Blu-ray, but never say never. It's easy to look back with hatred at Dimensions in Time, especially considering the original plan for the 30th anniversary special, but it was pretty clear the ambitious nature of the Dark Dimension was really unattainable for such a low budget feature. Dimensions in Time was a bit of fun for charity. It raised over £100,000 for Children in Need. Episode 1's audience peaked at 4 million viewers. It was clear that Doctor Who was still a beloved property and a cultural icon in the UK. So, do you love Dimensions in Time in all its silliness, or do you hate it with a passion?
Go back to hell, you're not wanted here.
Follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Doctor Who content.